Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. If there is something you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Two of Cups. Love, right? Love makes the world go round. Love is the bond that unites everything together, right? So I wonder if this is something we're focusing on now. If maybe we're experiencing that kind of togetherness, that kind of connection. Maybe that kind of connection is coming into your life. Okay, let's put this into some context. Let's see what's going on. This is really good. Usually it's a one-on-one kind of connection. It's feeling like it's us and it's something else that we're uniting with, right? In some ways, we look at the card, we think, this is two people that draw from the same source, right? Two people that feel that they are inspired from the same idea. They are drinking from the same well, right? So it could be a creative collaboration. It could just be the realization that you and someone else in your life are really on the same path, that this is just like, it's such a good match, you know? Four of Swords, Two of Swords, 10 of Swords, yeah. The Death card. It would make sense that we get a lot of Swords cards right here. Anytime the heart has a feeling, the mind's like, wait a minute. Not so fast, right? We got some fire energy coming through now. Now finally some earth energy, some practical energy. The Lover's card as well, and the Builder, the Prince of Pentacles. Interesting. That's a good card to kind of end with. I feel like this is a feeling of love and connection and togetherness that we're kind of thinking, we're starting to wonder, like, is this the one, right? Is this the big thing? Maybe it's a person. It doesn't have to be. Even though we've got the Lover's card, it doesn't have to be romance. It doesn't have to be another person. It could be that idea. It could be that job. It could be that that creative endeavor, right? It could be a soulmate. It could be that person, right? But I think we're wondering, is this the one? Yeah. Is this gonna be the one? Because we're looking around at some of these cards and we kind of think, yeah, but then we think, well, I don't know. Because I think that you've had, as we've all had, 10 of Swords in the previous energy position. We're bringing issues with us, you know. We've had plans that have fallen through in our lives. We all have. And of course, we bring this energy with us into the present moment, into what's happening right now. There's always this memory. There's always this in the back of your mind. It's always like, well, kind of went down a road like this before. It didn't work out so well. Not sure I want to do it again. Totally natural, right? So we do a lot of introspection. We try to look at things from a bigger picture perspective, bird's eye view. But really, it comes down to what does your gut tell you? What does your heart tell you? What is spirit telling you? Okay, because the mind, and I think there's a reason why we have so many Swords cards here, because the mind is always going to find something to do, something to think about. It's kind of like, well, let's not take any action until we've had a chance to think this through. Years go by, we're thinking it through forever, right? So we see the 10, the 4, the 2. There's a simplification. We're going from this state of the past failure, or our plans that were ruined, our kind of thing that fell through. Then we're going to this state of just not judging, right? 4 of Swords. We're not arguing one way or the other. We're just saying, okay, this is how the heart feels. I want to feel it for a while and see where it goes. Not think where it might go. But see, these cards, we don't even have cards of thinking here. There's no thinking going on. This is a mental state that is static. These plans fell through. That's a state of ruin, right? And then we're choosing to just kind of not argue about it. This is a state of truce. We're just kind of saying, okay, heart, you're going to feel what you feel. I'm not going to have an opinion right now. You know, we're abstaining. So we have a Four of Swords. Not going to engage in the debate, in the reasoning of it. I'm going to try not to think about it, maybe, right? And maybe that's an avoidance kind of thing. Well, I feel this way. I feel this strongly about this thing, this idea, this place, this person, whatever. I'm just going to choose to ignore it. I'm going to choose to just not think about it. Maybe it'll go away, right? But then the Two of Swords is different than a truce. This is peace. And there's a difference between truce and peace, right? Peace is now more about the harmonious interaction. We're all getting along now. There's peace in the land, you know. There's peace in our heart and mind. Between our thinking and our feeling now, there is a bit of harmony. There's a bit of working together. There's a bit of now not looking at our heart and our mind as two separate entities, but looking at them as one, the ace, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is that factor, infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down over here. We're going to put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put a guess, a prediction, anything down in the comments. First thing off the top of your head. Okay, let's exercise the intuition. Now, with major arcana, only these two, the Lovers and the Death card, right? Love and death. Interesting concepts, you know. And in some ways, we don't want this kind of true love situation. We don't want this marriage, this union, even if it's with a person, a place, or a thing, or an idea. I want to keep emphasizing that because I'm not just saying that, hey, you're going to get married. You know, you're going to meet the love of your life, you're going to get married, and that's going to be that. Maybe it is. That's certainly a possibility. And it's certainly in these cards. But there's part of us that doesn't want that union because we don't want to feel like we're losing ourselves. It's the death of the ego. It's the death of the smaller self, the personality in this higher union, even a union with God, goddess, deity, right? Union with the universe, union with a higher mind, union with, well, the marriage between two people. It feels like it's a loss. It feels like it's a death of individuality, right? And I think that's kind of part of this avoidance. I know we're kind of saying, well, I don't want that. That sounds extreme, right? That sounds severe. But I think that this kind of love, this true love of this Two of Cups, the inspiration that you feel, even if we're trying to avoid it or deny it or we don't want it. Remember, this is the position in this spread of what we do not want, right? We do not want this two becoming one kind of thing because then it feels like we're not ourselves. We've lost our individuality. We've lost our uniqueness, right? So it feels like a death, a little death, right? But really, I think that this is a transformation. This is an opportunity to let this love really transform your life. Transformation of a lifetime. The two, or the one and the one, do not just become two. Become something more than that, right? One and one are 11, right? Shout out to the band Tool. We have to really feel, not think, because there's no thinking going on. We have to feel. Is this a situation between you and a friend? It could be you and your therapist. It could be you and an idea. It could be you and a lover. It could be you and a stranger, whatever. In this interaction, in this relationship. See, we all have relationships. Just doesn't have to be romantic all the time, right? In this relationship, do one and one equal more than two? Is this something that is transforming your life, or is this just a death of, a death of yourself and kind of an an absorption into something different? Are we losing ourselves by entering into union with someone or something else? Well, in some ways, it's a mystical death of self, right? It's a temporary loss of ego, sure. But I feel that this is a transcendence. This is creating something bigger, something more than just the sum of its parts, right? And I think that's why we've got the Death card and the Builder. Because, yeah, maybe the ego is a little worried about things. But this is a transformation. This is maybe the letting go of what came before, and the emergence, the building up of something new, the building up of something that's transcendent. It's the kind of, caterpillar to a butterfly kind of situation. So we've got our major arcana cards. The Union, which is the love, the connection, the inspiration, which is very transformative, very life-changing, right? And we've got our fire. And we've got our water behind there. And we've got our air. And we've got our earth. And the earth energy is great because these are more objective positions, right? This is an event. These are events, right? And the way it works is this is kind of more of a personality trait. This is maybe internal, external, external. This is a personality, this is event. This is personality, this is event, right? So it's maybe feeling and action kind of thing. It's the way the spread works. So to have the earth energy in these positions really say that despite what you feel, this really is something that has a lot of potential. Now, we have to deal with the internal part. If you're not feeling it, you're not thinking it, it doesn't vibe right, then it's not going to work because you're not going to be, obviously like a willing participant. But we sort out the internal stuff because the external stuff seems already pretty right on, right? Now, there's the external stuff that happened before. Well, this is when it didn't work out. And maybe this is when you thought you were vibing. You thought it was going to be perfect, and plans fell through. Happens, right? But now we're feeling this Two of Cups again. And the event this time is that we're not going to argue with it. We're not going to judge it one way or the other. What we're going to do is try to see how it develops. We're going to see what it might become. We're going to see... we're going to see if there really is the possibility of union here. Because remember, the ace is the number one, right? It is a union. It is two things becoming one. It's all of this. It's all of this thinking and feeling back here, becoming unified. And if it becomes unified, if you reconcile your heart and your mind, you become one unified force, then you're in this, then you can bring that to the table and be part of this union, where the one and the other one become something more than two, right? But in order to be part of this, to give this the respect that it might warrant, you have to become unified within yourself first. So there can be no doubts. You've got to kind of, maybe we need to do the thinking. Maybe we need an active swords card here. Maybe we need an ace, a 3, a 5, a 7, a 9, right? Maybe we need to move the mind around and really get, because the heart seems to be on board. The heart seems to be like, yeah, this is, I feel the connection already. It feels like we're cut from the same cloth. It feels like we are, drinking from the same well here. But the mind is just like abstaining from getting involved. It's just like, I don't have an opinion. I'm not going to say anything. My mouth is shut, right? So maybe we need that active air energy. Let's think about it. Let's acknowledge what's going on. And if we can reconcile everything internally and find the unity within ourselves, this has the potential to really be the transformation of a lifetime, building a life together with this person, place, or thing, right? It could be you and this idea. Maybe you have this inspiration, this love, that you want to go do something in life, And your heart really wants it, but the mind is just like, you don't want to hear what I have to say, right? Well, then it's not going to work. Then it's going to fail, or we're just not even going to start, Okay. Or then we're going to start it, but then something's going to go wrong and the mind's going to say, see, I told you so. We've got to do this introspective work first. And we see that there is a lot of potential on paper. Yeah, maybe the way it really seems is that, yeah, I can't find any red flags here. Okay. And maybe we have to look within to see, are we the red flag? Are we denying ourselves something that we really feel drawn to, inspired by, that we feel this kind of love and attraction toward, whether it's a person, a place, or a thing, or an idea, right? We see some of that unity here in this Queen of Wands, right? The Queen of Wands is water of fire, right? We are lit up by this, and to me it feels like it is a decision, right? It is an intention here, that we feel empowered, that we feel bold, that we feel perhaps ready, still defensive, still protecting of ourselves, but ready. Ready to enter into this thing. And maybe this is like, well, I don't know, maybe you've got the chance to go perform on stage or something, or you've got the opportunity to give a presentation at school or at work. Maybe this is the opportunity to really get seriously involved with someone, and this is you kind of being ready for it. We're putting on our shoes, we're tying our laces tight, and we're saying, let's go, let's do it. I'm ready. We've done the worrying, we've done the feeling and stuff. I think the thinking, the worrying is kind of what needs to happen here. Because I almost feel like we're just trying to ignore it and hoping that it's going to go away. And I think it will eventually if you ignore it. So we need that active air energy so that we can get here to this feeling of, okay, I've done the worrying part. I've gone through the mental stuff. I'm ready to take action. And then we see, of course, fire to earth. And the Three of Pentacles in the position of the environment. The potential here will only be realized if the two become one. If your heart and mind say, okay, let's do this together, then we can activate this potential. And we can have this union, this mystical marriage, or maybe a very real marriage, and we can start building on this very transformative energy. Okay. Now, what I want to do while we're at this point is do one of these Metatron Oracle cards. Just got these. I love the colors, I love the imagery, but I'm not sure if I connect with the energy yet. Let me know what you think about these cards. If you use them, and any kind of rituals or methods that you employ to activate these cards. I've just kind of purified and consecrated them myself with incense and some prayers, but I want to know what you guys do to activate your cards. We're just going to select one as an overview. Maybe we'll set it down over here by this air energy to see if we can get some insight into what's going on over there. We have pink, self-love and nurture, right? Self-love and nurture. That's good. I think this is a protecting and healing kind of energy. And it is because, maybe that's the Two of Cups too. Maybe the Two of Cups, this inspiration we feel maybe it is a union with ourselves, a reunion, right? With our own soul, our own spirit, our own self, true self, right? So it could be that. It could be a recommitment to ourselves, right? And we can certainly look at things that way. But I think that this is the reason for the swords cards here, because the swords are almost not willing to even acknowledge any other possibility than protecting the self, self-love and nurture, which I think are obviously very, very important things that we have to focus on. Okay? And maybe this is part of the process here. Maybe we have to reach a point where we feel that we've kind of taken care of ourselves enough, and then we can be ready. Then we're ready to enter into something that's going to be really transformative. Maybe you have to ask yourself, have you healed enough already from whatever this might have been? Because your heart certainly seems ready. right? But it's the mind, I think, that is trying to protect the heart and has all these bars up, you know? And maybe this is us really pushing people away, not letting people get close, not letting our own heart lead us toward, you know, whatever this other is. I think it's a self-preserving energy that we're in over here, okay? But I like that. I think it's a good reminder. It adds a kind of different dimension over here. I like it. We've got a lot of stuff, a lot of energy going on here. And I think the Three of Pentacles, obviously, in the environment, shows that it is going to be work. We know that the potential is here, but only if we put in the effort. We have to be the fire that kind of adds movement to these Three Pentacles. Somehow this device has to be powered up. This potential has to turn into actual, right? So it's going to need energy. Something has to enliven it. And that's going to be us. Otherwise, this is always just going to be something abstract, something potential, something that could have been. But if it will be, we have to activate it with our fire energy. We have to be able to commit to it. And then we have to build it. So this could be a business. It could be a career thing, could be a promotion, could be some piece of art that you're working on. It could be your new hobby, your new passion. It could be your new lover. Any of these things can apply to you. Okay? It depends on what's going on in your life right now. Depends on kind of where you see this energy focusing. Okay? But if you're ready, if you feel internally over here, you're ready for this. You activate this potential. You commit to it, you start doing the work and building it up. It's going to be the transformation of a lifetime. I want to look at the mystery card. And this, I mean, I'm almost leaning out of the whole romance thing. And I know sometimes in these readings we get a little bit close to romance, reading, you know, dating and stuff. But I always feel like life is so much more than that. It's about all of our relationships, the relationships with ourselves, with our sense of purpose and destiny, and what we're doing with our lives. You are not just your spouse or your relationship, you know. It's all part of a bigger picture. So I think that this maybe is romance, yes. But it's all about love, the fundamental, foundational force that glues the universe together. And this manifests, love manifests in many different ways, not just romance. Not just dating, right? So many readings on YouTube. It just blows my mind sometimes, you know. Let's look at the mystery card. What is it going to be? For me, it's either going to be an odd-numbered sword card, or it's going to be some water energy, an unfolding of that water, right? Maybe, well, it's the 2 now. Maybe it'll be a 3 of cups. Maybe a 9 of cups. I want something active either way, right? I want odd-numbered swords, odd-numbered waters. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. Well, it's another 2 of cups. This is okay. It's a reinforcement of this idea of love. And it's even more suggestive now of the one-on-one partnership. But there's something magical about this card and the imagery, because look at what's happening in between those two people. We have the caduceus. We have the infinite intertwining of forces, right? And it's both the intertwining, first of all, of heart and mind. Intertwining, the two snakes, right, wrapping around each other. It's the heart and the mind becoming one. It is us and not us becoming one. Well, becoming more than 2, let's say, but becoming unified, coming together, right? Uniting. And so there is that. There is the union of 2 into something more than that. Because look what's coming out of that cup. Out of that union. In between the cups is coming that winged lion. It is coming from that is courage, and also inspiration, and also this idea of soaring to new heights, transcendence, right? It's courage that takes us to new heights, that takes us out of ourselves, out of our boundaries. Yeah. Transformation of a lifetime. If we're ready for it, it could be that. It has the potential to be that. This is really something else. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Pisces every Thursday and Sunday. 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.